screw in, bolt in, glue in, neck through. We all have our favorite preference, but do we know why? I mean, do we really know why? Hey guys, it's Chris at Highline Guitars, and you're watching another one of my YouTube guitar building videos. If you're new to my channel, I hope that by the end of this video, I'll have earned your subscription. In today's episode, I'm going to do another one of my videos where I ask you, the viewer, a question, and then I want you to answer, but I want you to expand on your answer. Don't just answer the question, but give us a little bit more detail, because that's how we all learn. And that's kind of a way that I can shape my thoughts and opinions about whatever the topic is. And today's question is, when it comes to building a guitar, do you prefer a bolt-in or screw-in neck, a set-in or glue-in neck, or a neck-through design? So tell me what you prefer, and then explain why, what it is about that type of construction technique that you prefer. And the reason I'm asking this question is because I've noticed over the years that this is a topic which can garner quite a bit of controversy. The neck-through guys are a passionate group, the set-in guys are a passionate group, and then the bolt-in or screw-in guys are a passionate group. And I've seen in internet forums, other YouTube videos where guys will just go at each other trying to prove that their approach is better than anyone else's. And then you have the guys like me who we have our preference, but it doesn't really matter. My preference is yes. I've done them all. I've made the screw-in necks, the glue-in necks, and the neck-throughs, and I have no particular preference. I would have a preference if somebody were to tell me, okay, I need 20 guitars by the end of the month. Then I'm going to have a preference, because some methods, some construction techniques are a little bit easier and a little bit faster than others. For example, I find that the easiest neck to body joint you can make is the set-in or glue-in neck, because there are fewer steps involved. You make a pocket, you make a neck heel, you bring the two together with some glue, clamp it, let it dry overnight, and it's done. With the bolt-in or screw-in neck, it's basically the same concept. You've got a pocket, you've got a heel, but then you've got to position and drill the holes, the pilot holes for the screws, and then you have to actually screw the neck in with the hardware that you've chosen. So it's a few extra steps. It's not major, but when you're working alone and you're trying to build a lot of guitars in a short period of time, those steps do add up. With the neck through design, you have, I mean, it would seem like the easiest way to do it, because you make the neck and then glue on the body halves. But there is the issue of the position of the fretboard relative to the body and the bridge, and you've got to get all that geometry exactly perfectly correct. Otherwise, you could end up with firewood. And that's especially true if you're building guitars with the plan of selling them to other people. When I build a guitar, I have to be absolutely certain that the string action over the frets can be adjusted from very low to very high, or at least to low to high. And maximum adjustability is a critical feature that my guitars have to have, because I don't know exactly what the action the future owner is going to prefer. So I've got to make sure that they can adjust it from, you know, that low action to a high action and anything in between. So I've got to make sure that that geometry is exactly perfect. In fact, in a video that I'll be posting probably in a few days, I'm going to talk about how I ensure that when I install a neck, that I can achieve the right angle in order to maximize the range of adjustment for string action when I'm building a guitar. So be sure to check that out. I know there are going to be some guys out there who swear that the neck through is going to give the best tone and sustain. And in my experience, that's both true and false. Really what it comes down to, in my opinion, regardless of how you install the neck into the body, it's craftsmanship. It's how well executed that joint is. Now, the nice thing about a neck through is there really is no joint, because all you're doing is attaching body halves to a neck that runs the entire length of the guitar. So there really isn't a joint there to be concerned with. Also, the pickups are installed into wood that is part of the neck. Now, some will argue that's going to give you the best tone and sustain. I have found absolutely no evidence to prove that whatsoever. And in fact, there really is no test you could ever do other than to build a neck through guitar, play it, record the results in software that analyzes sound, and then remove all that hardware, everything, and put it into another guitar that has either a bolt-in neck or a set-in neck, and compare the two. That seems like an awful lot of work for very little reward. I know from experience that the quality of craftsmanship, how well executed that joint is going to determine whether the guitar has good tone or sustain. I've had bolt-in necks or screw-in necks that had terrible tone and sustain, but then others that were miraculous. Same thing with set-in necks. It just comes down to how well that joint has been executed, how snug the fit is, and how well it's clamped or bolted into position. So I know that there are going to be people who think that the neck through is just automatically going to give you better tone and sustain. I have found that you can control sustain by proper fretwork, a well-made nut, a good quality bridge. And the neck to body joint plays minimal role in that. Now that's going to be somewhat controversial, but I can say that from having built hundreds and hundreds of guitars over the years. So if you're struggling to try and decide what type of neck to body joint you want to go with, just know that it's going to be the quality of the execution that's going to matter the most. So I hope you found this video to be educational and entertaining, and I would encourage you to post down below what your choice is for a neck to body joint and why. And I think that's a great way to help others make a decision about the guitar that they're designing or planning to build. And hopefully, if you're new to the channel, I've earned your subscription. At the very least, give me a thumbs up. And until the next episode, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.